Sunday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network. Happy Merry Monday. You've tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, and we're live on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. Thank you for listening and tuning in with us on today. I hope you're having a Merry Monday all day long at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is how we do it on Real Talk with Mary J. I am especially excited today. We're sharing for our segment of Home for the Holidays, having a happy holiday season. And I'm in the studio live and in color with my girl, Tiffany Polite Henderson. Welcome on the show, Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am excited about you coming and sharing with us on this morning. We're just keeping it real. You know, we're going into the holiday season, Tiffany, and of course with the season of just the Christmas season going into New Year's. There's so much commitments that we make. There's so many things that we try to put in place, and I'm just happy to be home for the holidays. How about you?
I am as well.
Good, good. So Tiffany, why don't you tell our listening audience exactly who you are, all about who you are and
Yeah.
what you do on today?
Sure. So I am Tiffany Polite Henderson, and I guess to sum up what I do, the best way to sum it up is I help people make their dreams a reality.
Awesome.
We do that. I do that as an individual. So I'm a career coach and a strategist.
Yes.
And so I help adults. But then I also help young people. So I have a nonprofit called My Passion Breeds Life. And we help young people take their passions, the things that they love to do, and show them how they can have a career doing it and be purposeful in the work that they do. So we help young people and adults.
Awesome, awesome,
Mhm.
Tiffany. And Tiffany is married.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So she knows all about the home and holiday season and how to just create the atmosphere and the environment to set a good blend, welcoming family and friends to come on over. So we're going to just gel a little bit, Tiff. We're going to
Sure.
talk about just being at home for the holidays because we know that and preparing how stressful that can be to most of us too. Just preparing for our children to come home from college, family members to come in from out of town, and
Mhm.
just getting the whole house and everything together. You know how we do it,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we like to have everything in order as
Mhm.
women, especially, making sure that everything is all together. So, Tiff, kind of share with us some of the things, the creative ideas that you have with, just blending in and bringing everything together for the holidays.
I don't know how creative my ideas are.
Okay.
But the one thing I think that helps people come together, especially in this city, especially in New Orleans,
Uh-huh.
is food.
Yes,
It's food.
absolutely.
It's food. It's absolutely food. So I don't, I'm not the big on the decorations. I
Uh-huh.
love them, but
Yes.
that's not my forte.
Uh-huh.
So I leave that to other people.
Okay.
But the food is where I think I really come alive.
Yes, yes.
And I don't even cook. I'm the eating,
You
I
like to
do the
eat, you like
eating,
to
but
eat.
yeah, but I mean,
Yes.
I have, I watch my YouTube videos.
All
and
right.
So I experiment.
That's right. You see, that's what I'm saying. I say that to people all the time. Everybody can cook nowadays. 'Cause
Right.
It's on YouTube.
Exactly.
You can Google recipes,
Exactly.
So yeah, so you watch the videos
Exactly.
and you get it going in the kitchen.
So if it doesn't come out right, it was the recipe.
It was a recipe.
It wasn't me.
Right.
It was the
It was-
recipe.
you follow the recipe.
There you go.
Right.
I know how to follow directions. I follow instructions very well.
Yeah, so
Very
you're
well.
saying, Tiff, that you like to eat?
I love to eat.
I love to eat. I love
Mhm.
food. I'm a big food
Mhm.
girl.
Yes.
If you go to my Instagram, you'll see so much food.
Mhm.
And it's just because I love food.
Yeah.
I like all types of food. Whenever I'm asked, do you eat this? Do you eat that? My question is ask me what I don't eat.
Right.
Ask me what I don't eat, and maybe
Right.
we can start from there. You can eliminate maybe two things.
Right, right.
And that's probably chitlins and sauerkraut. I don't eat those two
Yeah,
things.
I don't do green vegetables.
No, no.
I don't
What?
do. Yeah, I know. I don't do greens.
None.
Peas and lettuce. That is the extent of my green intake. No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's hear about what kind of menu like at home for the holidays, even though you may be going
Mhm.
by family
Mhm.
members or family members may be coming over to share with you.
Mhm.
What is the menu like, you know?
I'm a traditional girl.
Okay.
For me, I spent a number of years away from the city,
Yeah.
so when I left school, I lived in Miami for a while, and I lived in
Okay.
Chicago.
Okay.
But when it comes to food, like no one gets it right.
Only New Orleans,
Only New
girl.
Orleans. So I'm a very traditional. I like
Uh-huh.
gumbo.
Yes, everybody loves gumbo.
Seafood gumbo. I do spinach.
You do spinach?
Spinach dip.
Okay.
I do spinach dip. Spinach
Okay.
and artichoke dip. So that I think my recipe is pretty good.
Oh, you have your own?
I don't. I'm sorry.
You follow.
Yes. I
So-
follow
So
instructions.
you've made a spinach dip.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I actually did something new just recently where I did the spinach dip on garlic bread
yes.
and put that in the oven for about maybe 3 minutes, and then took it out and put Parmesan cheese on top,
Yeah.
and then put it on broil. So I broiled it just so that the cheese could melt and brown a little bit.
Kind of like bake into it. So you did a spinach dip on top of a garlic bread.
Yes.
Wow.
It was very good.
Okay.
I promise you gotta
Okay.
try it.
So I will.
Yes.
I will definitely.
Yes.
So would that be like one of the dish that you would probably bring to like a potluck or bring over to family members?
That's usually my dish, and I do stuffed peppers also.
Oh, girl,
So
you
those
talk.
are the two.
This girl
those
just
are the
said she
two.
don't cook. She now she done
Again, these are other
Uh,
people's recipes.
It's okay. Everybody recipes start from somewhere, and
This
then
is
when it
true.
becomes your own, you start adding a little bit here and there. You
This
know, you
is
add
true.
more too. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of times I just do stuff and
Mhm.
make up names for it, and you
Mm.
know, and my mom sometimes will say, how you do that, and you call it that. I say the same way they did it. You know, they called it something, they created and made it.
Right, right,
We ate
right.
it and tasted, and it was good, and they
Right.
gave it a name. I give stuff names. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how you do it.
That-
That's how you do
That's
it.
what I do with my. I call it soup when the gumbo doesn't come out quite right.
You got
Yeah. Oh, that's just soup with some sausage and some shrimp over a little rice. Sounds like gumbo to me. Well, it depends on what it tastes like to you.
Right,
You know?
right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Where I am huge on food
Mhm.
and family.
Mhm.
Love coming together for the holidays. Love getting everything in place.
Mhm.
I'm big on cooking because I love to eat. So, you
Right.
know, I had to learn how to cook at a very young age. So I've been cooking
Mhm.
for a long time. But I love it. It's my passion. I love doing it.
Mhm.
Cooking and baking, getting in the kitchen and getting my hands dirty, rolling up my sleeve. I
Mhm.
love coming together with my little one too, Aaliyah. So
Mhm.
Aaliyah and my Kia, my oldest, we usually have an assignment. Like my Kia always does the cornbread dressing. Always.
Mm.
That's what she does. That's been
Mhm.
her assignment from little bitty, and she just stuck to it.
Awesome.
And so Aaliyah does the baked macaroni now because she's gotten it down really,
she's
really well.
graduated.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mhm.
I'm teaching her. She's been watching me make gumbo, so
Mhm.
she's there doing it. But
Mhm.
I just love the spirit of the season of Christmas.
Yes, yes.
And understanding the real reason of the season, which is Christ, our King,
Right.
that died and bled and was born for us, you know.
Right.
And he is the gift of life and the reason of the season. So when we come back from our commercial break, we're going to get a little bit more into the spirit of Christmas, because we know that during this time, so many people go through anxiety,
Mhm.
depression, stress, oppression, all of that stuff. And a lot of times they do it because they set these expectations, you know, as it relates to what are they going to get for Christmas, you know, what are they going to buy, all of that. I don't get caught up into the whole gift giving portion of that,
Mhm.
which, you know, I am a big giver and I love to give, but I don't like to stress about not having. You understand?
Mhm.
Because I understand that season, the world system has designed it to be about a whole lot of spending,
Mhm.
and that's where we go into the depression and the anxiety and the oppression, and then we get stressed because we're not meeting the expectations of others,
Mhm.
making the list and writing it down.
Mhm. Mhm.
I believe the season of Christmas, the holiday season, is all about love, coming together as a family and uniting together. What about you?
I no, I totally agree. I think that what's great about the gift giving is that you do have that time of year where you think of someone other than yourself. So
Exactly.
that's the beautiful thing about it. But unfortunately, we can put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be the best gift giver,
Hmm.
and to spend the most money in the family, and then the whole intent and the purpose of giving the gift is is gone.
Right.
So I think that it's very important to understand what's the intent behind what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And when you are
Absolutely.
able to do that, then you understand that even if funds are light this year, I can still give love.
That's
That's
right.
the
That's
best
right.
gift.
That is the best gift.
Mhm.
Giving love and also being creative. I love the little things. I love simplicity,
Yeah.
and the little things go a very long way.
Mhm.
Um, you might get this for Christmas, from me. I love chocolate covered cherries, and that may be your gift. I remember there was a time years ago that I was almost like Mrs. Claus.
Mhm.
I would go to family gatherings and go to my mom's house with a whole bag, like a sack.
Mhm.
They have the huge Christmas bags, the plastic bags, and
Yes.
I would just stuff it. I would have gifts for everybody because I come from a large family.
Okay.
So I have six brothers to begin with.
Wow.
I have one sister. So I would try to make sure that I had a gift for everybody, all of their children. So all of my nieces and nephews, they would used to be
Mhm.
like, "Here come Auntie Mary." And if I didn't have anything extra, I would make sure that I had like chocolate covered cherries and little colognes and makeup kits for whoever came. If my brother
Mhm.
girlfriend was there or somebody, I would have candy
Oh,
canes.
they
Somebody
loved you.
cards. Everybody
They
got
loved
something.
you.
Everybody got something. But I
Mhm.
don't do all of that anymore. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know. But I tried to make sure that I have something to give to someone,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
just as you said, to give better than to receive, a time
Mhm.
to give away something, and to think of others other than yourself.
Yeah, because I think it's difficult. I mean, like I believe that we live in a world now where I mean, you have social media.
Right,
We're there
right,
now,
exactly.
where it's very and it's sometimes you don't realize how much you have centered your entire world around just you.
Right.
And so I think that that's the beautiful thing about this time of year from Thanksgiving and on is just for a second you get to come outside of yourself, and it's about more
Absolutely.
than just you.
Yes, yes.
Just sharing time with family. It's not about what you want, it's about what the group wants.
Right.
I think that's important. I
It
think that's
is.
very important,
It
you
is.
know.
It
So,
is.
but yeah, I think I don't know that I'm Mrs. Claus.
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm. No, I did that a couple of years.
That's what I'm
Spent
saying.
a whole lot of money.
Right, right.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's kind of like that wedding where
Right.
you spend all the money and then January comes and you're like, wait, I'm in a deficit,
Right.
and this is the beginning of the
Exactly.
year.
Exactly.
So you kind of come back and say, okay, wait a minute, what can we do next year to still show love?
Right. Right.
So I hope that you still get the intent of the gift, but maybe the amount just
Right.
isn't as high.
Right. Exactly.
Because it was more about me and how you would perceive me
Mhm.
versus, sharing
Right.
that love.
Right,
you know.
absolutely.
So,
So we're talking about home for the holidays. I am Mary J, and we're on the show tonight. Today, I'm saying tonight. It's not Blog Talk tonight, but on New Orleans Talk Network for our daytime show at 10 a.m. with the lovely Miss Tiffany Polite Henderson, and we're talking about home for the holidays. We're getting ready to go into our commercial break, but we don't want you to go anywhere. Stay right there for more. We're going to keep it real as we come together. Home for the holidays this season. We're going to make it real cozy. Real cozy. We're going to keep things going and flowing. Stay tuned for more. We'll be right back.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business. New morning show alert! New morning show alert! The Warren Ballentine Show airs daily from 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time, bringing you the news you need to know. The Warren Ballentine Show, now on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
This is Belinda Parker Brown, President of Louisiana United International. I am the host for A Force for Justice. You can listen to us every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central, exposing the injustice in our criminal justice system. You can also call in at 504-341-8255 and tell us how you have become a victim in our criminal justice system.
On the New Orleans Talk Network, A Force for Justice with Belinda Parker Brown.
What's up, New Orleans? Listen, this your man Fred, host of your #1 sports talk show down here in New Orleans. Yeah, I said it. FanView, where real fans talk about real sports. Join me, Bank Ball Recite, your people's man B, and Madman the Big Fan as we talk about all the latest sports topics going down here around the country. Again, FanView, where real fans talk about real sports.
Happy Mary Monday. You've tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, and we're live on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. I hope you're having a happy Mary Monday all day today. We're tuned in to Real Talk once again, and we're keeping it strong. We're going on into our segment of Happy Holidays, home with the family for the holidays, and we want you to have a happy holiday for this holiday season. I am in the studio live with my guest, the lovely Tiffany Polite Henderson.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you once again, Tiff, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And for those of you that were on earlier before our commercial break, we talked about home for the holidays. And, you know, we're talking about our little recipe deal here, you know, getting things ready for the holiday. And just stirring it up. And as Tiff said, there's so much you can do. You can Google a recipe, you can YouTube a cooking recipe. And the thing I like about it, Tiff, you see it while they're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to give a few recommendations because there's a few people that I follow and I trust their stuff.
Okay.
So I just want to plug them real quick. No, they're not paying me for this endorsement. They probably should be, but they're not. But there's a YouTube channel called, I think his name is Charlie Andrews.
Okay.
And he's from here.
Okay.
And he cooks and he bakes.
All right.
And, that's not usually a combination that you get. Usually if you can cook, then you can't bake, or if you can bake, then you can't cook.
Yeah, right.
He does both.
All right.
And he bakes from scratch. Really good stuff.
Good.
So it was his stuffed pepper recipe
All right.
that got me in the door this year.
Awesome.
And then the other one is Divas Can Cook. She has a
Divas Can
blog.
Cook.
Divas
Okay.
Can Cook. Yeah,
I
she
gotta
has
check
a really
that
good,
out.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff.
All right, awesome, awesome. So, for all your divas out there, you can cook. Go to Divas Can Cook, and she'll show you how. I love to cook. I can cook and bake.
Really?
Yeah, I can cook and bake too. I don't do a whole lot of baking from scratch.
Okay.
I do my sweet potato pies from scratch. I do my pecan pies from scratch. But my cakes, I usually do the box cakes.
Okay.
Pretty much. I can bake a cake from scratch, but pretty much I do box cakes, but it's good.
So here's the question, though. So how does your sweet potato pie measure up
To Patty's?
Yes.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good.
You may need an independent taste test.
I'll do that. I don't mind. I promise you. Usually for the holidays too, when we go and visit family, I'm usually the one that brings the German chocolate cake, sweet potato pie, pecan pies, all from scratch, pralines, all from scratch. Yeah. I do a little something in the kitchen.
That's pretty impressive.
My mom's here in the studio. She's out listening,
And she looks just like her mom.
Oh,
my God. They're both beautiful. She looks just like her mom.
Thank you. But I have to attribute my scratch stuff, from my dad. My mom's a good cook, but my dad used to cook in the Marines, and I've been watching my dad does a lot of stuff. He does all the wild game. For those who,
so the rabbit,
yeah,
and the deer.
yes,
Wow.
yes, all of that. So.
Ah.
I'm used to eating like that. So when I tell you I eat just about everything, turtle,
Interesting.
coon,
Really?
rabbit,
Oh, country girl.
just about anything.
Oh, wow.
And my dad used to always say he doesn't need a turkey for Thanksgiving. If he want a turkey, I'm going to bake me a turkey. He say I don't need gumbo and sweet potato pies for Christmas. If I want it, I'll do it. So that's why I do that too. I could wake up on a Monday and say, "Oh, I want some gumbo today," and I just go cook gumbo. Like my dad said, you don't have to wait for a holiday to eat what you want to eat. Eat it now.
This is true.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
I feel the same way about breakfast.
Yeah,
I eat it for lunch and dinner.
That's right. I do too. I
Yes.
do too. So we're blending and gelling as it relates to home for the holidays, and we're going to talk a little bit about family ties. We know during this time it's very strenuous with family coming together, gelling together. Every family is not always on one accord.
Right.
Every family is not always blending in unity and in love and harmony like we all should. A lot of times the holidays is a good time to bring it all together and mesh it all together to keep them there.
Right.
But let's talk about that, Tiff. Some of the things that we can do to come together as a family to keep that camaraderie and keep that peace and that love and unity. What are some of the examples or some of the things that you think that we can do to keep everything gelling together?
I think one of the most important things that's been helpful for me and my family, and I think for anybody's family, is you have to meet people where they are.
Right.
You have to meet people. I think that's the most beautiful thing about family is it shows us how we can work with people outside of our family.
Yes.
If you can appreciate the uncle that just won't get off of drugs, but every year he says he will.
Right.
And he's
Right.
stealing your stuff. I mean, like, and maybe it's just
they'd
me.
be like, "Oh, we
Maybe
don't
it's just
want him
my-
around
you-
this,"
you know
That's
what I'm
how
saying?
most people be.
Maybe it's just my
yeah.
family, but
No,
this is real talk
it's
with
real
Mary
talk.
J.
That's right. That's
So
right.
but
That's
if
right.
we can appreciate people in their we're all in a process.
Yes.
None of us have
Yes,
reached our
that's good,
destination until
Tiffany.
we get
That's
to the
good.
grave.
That's right.
So I think the healthiest families families can appreciate the differences in each of us
Yes.
and can celebrate those differences and say,
Right.
oh, that's just uncle, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just auntie. That's just what she do. But we still love her.
That's right.
We
That's
still
right.
love her. And so I think that that's probably the most valuable thing that we can bring to our families,
I
an
love it.
appreciation of who they are
I love
and a
that.
celebration of who they are in their process, in their mess, in their struggles, in their celebrations. Just appreciate it.
Yeah,
Love it and
that's
celebrate
good.
it.
That's a good thing, you know,
Mhm.
because we're coming from all walks of life, and everybody has their own struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your struggle may not be mine, may not be yours. But we all have something that we deal with from time to time. And as you
Right.
said, you know, and that's the time we need to bring them closely, because a lot of times they already feel rejected. They
Mhm.
already feel cast away.
Right.
Even though they may be, you know, Uncle Bubba that might be coming to your house that may have sticky fingers. You got to be watching your silver. Keep an eye on your china.
Right.
know,
Wait, where is
Like
he? He been
locking
gone for too
bedroom
long.
doors. You know,
Right.
everybody stay downstairs. Nobody's going upstairs. You know, that kind of thing. But just making sure that everybody is comfortable and welcome. You have to be able to welcome your loved ones.
Yes.
Especially around, because they're dealing with depression and all sorts of things. And then you have to remember those who may not have their mom to go. I have my mom. I thank God for my mom and dad. And that I have them where I can go.
Yeah.
And whether they're doing something or not, you know, that you still have them and you appreciate whatever is going on for Thanksgiving. But this is a good time for families to come together. I love to see big families that are still together.
No, absolutely. And actually, you touched on a really good point, is that sometimes we don't realize what this holiday represents for some people. You know,
Right.
I think well, maybe not globally, but nationally, it's celebration, it's
Right.
a joyous occasion, but for some people, they've lost loved ones, you
Yes.
know, around this time. And so
Yes.
it isn't a joyous occasion for them.
Right.
And we have to understand that, you
Right.
know, and not try to just get over it, but allow them the time to, you know, reflect
Right.
and come back to the fold when they feel comfortable.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
So I think that's very important too, because I know just in my family I have about maybe 2 family members that lost spouses either just before Christmas or right
Yes.
after, like days before Christmas or days after.
Really.
So, you know, this
That's
is
hard.
it's very difficult.
That's hard.
So it's not a celebration for them around this time.
Yeah.
And you have to, you know, understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're talking about cousins, uncles, family near and far, we have to be able to embrace them, you know, to love on them, to show love and extend love. And one thing I say, we have to learn how to forgive and let some stuff go. Life is too short to keep holding on to what somebody said, what somebody did. Why do that? See, when you understand the value of life and your purpose, you learn to let stuff go and keep moving, because there's so much to be done, you know, and you get hindered and stagnated just by holding on to that. And that's, you know, holding on to all of that stuff, that strife, all of that bitterness and unforgiveness will cause ailments in our bodies, you know.
No, absolutely. And you mentioned the whole purpose thing. I think that's so important, is that, you know, the enemy, and I'm not sure who your audience is, but when I say the
Every
enemy,
audience,
I mean the
yeah,
devil.
we talk about, yes,
but is looking for any way to distract you from what God created you to be and to do.
Right.
And so if forgiveness is that thing, if you like to
Right.
hold on to bitterness and
Right.
strife, if you feel like everyone is against you, or if you don't allow people their process, that you don't allow people to be imperfect, then it can be very difficult for you to fulfill the assignment that God has created you to fulfill while you're here on this earth. And so that forgiveness piece is huge, because I think it has a lot of people in bondage.
Yes.
A lot of people in bondage. And some of it is
Absolutely.
because you don't even realize you haven't forgiven.
Right.
You know, we
Right.
can be very dismissive, I think,
Yes.
of
yes.
people, and we throw people away like trash. You
Right,
know,
right.
and I think when we are able to just kind of come back to and hey, you know, I'm imperfect as well.
That's right.
I know just on a personal note, I had a family member. This may have been about 4 years ago. Actually, no. This is real talk.
That's right. That's right. All day
This
long.
is real
All
talk.
day long.
This is real talk. But my dad and I, for many years, didn't have the best relationship.
Okay.
And years later, we reconciled.
Good.
And to be able to forgive,
Yes.
like that was needed on both sides.
Yes.
On
yes.
both sides. Like, sure, you weren't the dad that I would have wanted,
Right.
but you're here now.
That's right.
And you're trying to do everything
That's
that you can
right.
possibly
That's
do.
right,
I have to
Tiffany.
love you for that.
That's right.
Because you can't undo all of the other stuff.
Exactly.
So we
Exactly.
spend Christmases together.
Awesome.
We cook together.
Awesome.
We, and
You
it's
showing Daddy how to do those diva.
No, Dad is showing Tiffany.
All right.
Daddy is showing me.
That's good.
Yes, he's an amazing cook.
Great.
And just a really
I love
awesome.
a man that can cook. I just threw that in there for free.
Should I make note of that?
Yeah.
Should I call Papa? Should I call him?
I just threw that in for free, and I
Please.
think that's because of little girl in me with seeing
Mhm.
my dad cook. It's just I admire that.
Yeah. He's an amazing cook.
Awesome.
But just that forgiveness piece is really, really big, especially when you're coming together for the holidays. Like, put aside that
All
other
of
stuff.
that.
Let's
That's
just love
right.
each other.
That's right.
Let's
I'm
just
so
love each
glad you're
other.
keeping it real on today with Real Talk with Mary
That's all I
J.
know how
Tiff.
to do.
That's what I'm talking
That's all
about.
I know how to do.
We're getting ready to go into our last commercial break, but we don't want you to go anywhere. Stay right there for more. We're keeping it real. We're talking about home for the holidays. Are you home for the holidays? You want to come home? Let's blend together and gel together. Keep the love and the unity and harmony flowing throughout the spirit of this season. This is the reason for the season. It's all about love, and because Christ lives and he lives within us, so we have to learn to forget to let go. Stay tuned for more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, and we're going to teach you how to set goals for the future and for your family on Real Talk with Mary J. with Tiffany Polite Henderson. Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
This is Captain Black.
This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show,
The Hostages That Fight Back. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central.
We are all hostages to something,
but it's up to us
find the courage to fight back and make the change.
So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't know what this world is coming to.
What's up, New Orleans? Listen, this your man Fred, host of your #1 sports talk show down here in New Orleans. Yeah, I said it. FanView, where real fans talk about real sports. Join me, Bank Boy Recite, your people's man B, and Madman the Big Fan as we talk about all the latest sports topic going down here around the country. Again, FanView, where real fans talk about real sports.
The New Orleans Talk Network.
Happy Merry Monday. You tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, and we're live on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. We're back from our commercial break, and we hope you're having a happy Merry Monday all day long. We're talking about home for the holidays here with Tiffany Polite Henderson, and she's sharing some secrets with us, y'all. She's letting us know how she put them peppers together. You know, we're talking about gelling and cooking in the kitchen and blending and just keeping a family going, keeping everything coming together for the holidays. So, Tiff, we were talking just a few minutes ago before our commercial break about family ties, and we're going to go in just a little bit further with that because I believe that's for a lot of people that are listening because, as we said before, a lot of people go through so much stress during this time. We reject people who have not been very good to us in the past. We turn the other way. You know, I just went and saw the movie Almost Christmas. Almost Christmas.
Seen it yet.
Okay. It's great. I'm not gonna give it away then
Please
since
don't.
you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. A show of family ties, sort of like a soul food kind of feel to it. And it's great. But that's some of the things that we have to be able to, like you said, let go. Meet people where they are and take them for who they are. And if they're, trying to, come back in our lives and to show their love and their forgiveness, we have to be able to welcome them and accept them right where they are. So in talking about family ties, because, we see that we have siblings that are not getting along, that are not gelling. We have parents that have not had a relationship with their sons and daughters. We have spouses that are just at odds, how do we come together as a family and reconcile, and forgive and keep everybody blended together in harmony? How do we do that?
I think communication is so very important.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we get together, but we speak different languages. Our focus is to be heard,
right,
rather than to listen.
Yes,
and
that's so true, Tiffany. That is so true.
It's such a beautiful thing. I am a counselor in training.
Yes.
So I'm in school right now. And what's beautiful about counseling is they teach you how to be a phenomenal listener. And so and now when I talk to people, it's a different experience, you know, because I'm not necessarily just trying to get a word in, but the way that you listen is so very important. And so so I think, just communicating to listen more than to talk.
Right.
And then one of the best things you can do when you listen is to restate what you just heard.
That's right.
To restate what you just heard.
To make
sure that what
you.
you got is what they were really trying to communicate.
That's right.
And give them the opportunity to say, well, that may be what you heard, but that's not really what I intended to say. So here's what I really meant. And I think that's just necessary for effective communication, you know, and having an open mind and different perspective understanding that there could be different ways to get to the same outcome.
Right.
You don't necessarily need that person to do things the way you do them, or to experience life the way you experience them.
Right.
Your experiences are valid, and so are theirs.
That's right.
And we need both of them in order to allow for this family to grow and be where it needs to be.
Absolutely.
So, so I think communication is probably one of the single most important things.
Yeah.
And I always, I think God has to be in the center of anything,
That's
and everything that you do.
Yes.
So not just communication with each other, but communication with your Creator, with God the Father.
That's right.
I always tell people, especially, I talk about purpose a lot in the work that I do, and I just believe that if God created you,
yes,
then you can't consult with yourself.
That's right.
On what you were created to do, or what what move you should make, because you didn't create yourself. It's like asking a car, what its function is. You asked who created the car, and you don't ask the toaster what it's supposed to do. You ask the manufacturer of the toaster.
Right.
So
you
God,
follow the instructions. It comes with instructions.
Exactly.
Right.
So God manufactured me. I'm gonna consult Him with every move that I need to make, as an individual and within my family.
That's
Right.
So
it's important that our communication isn't just with others. It isn't just with ourselves, but it's with God.
Yeah.
And we talk, but we listen.
That's right.
We listen.
That's right.
So that's very important.
Communication is absolutely key. And what gets me when we have family members that's like, oh, well, I'm not coming if they're there. If that one's there, I'm not coming. Or if she's there, I won't be there. If he's going, I'm not coming. Because, we have to get over that.
Right.
I'm the type of person that I'm going to be where I know I need to be. I don't care who's there. I tell people all the time, you don't have a heaven or a hell to put me in. And when I get to heaven, I'm not going to want to not come because you're already there. That is nonsense. And we deal with so much of that foolishness, and we have to learn to let stuff go. Forgive. We say forgive and forget. Some things you may not forget because it affected you in such a way, but you can have a heart to love in spite of, love regardless of the situation, and then just, let that go. Just tell a person. I like to write a lot, and some of the things that I may do, I may send you a letter. I might text you a text like to everybody, and I'll do a group text to all my family members. I love you. God bless you. Happy holidays. Wish you well. Just a whole little, because I know, like, if I try to communicate, you may not hear me all the way. You may not listen. On the phone, sometimes we get too busy. In person, you may not have time. So I'll do like group text to everybody, wishing them well, happy holidays, God bless you, love you, all of that. And just to let everybody know, sometimes one year I did a written letter, and I put in an envelope with the card, and I passed it out to everybody.
That's really cute. That's really cute. That's a great idea.
Like
actually.
I said, I'm not doing all of that. You might not get an iPhone and an iPad, and you might not get watches and all of that stuff, but you're gonna get something.
But stuff like that's gold nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, no one writes letters.
Yeah, I love to write.
I mean, you may type up an email, but no one writes letters. That's gold. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I remember one year, I had some of my colleagues did something really special for me, and I really appreciated it. And so I got someone a calligrapher.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
A calligrapher, someone
like
who does
pen?
calligraphy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wrote a little note, and I gave it to her to write it in calligraphy on beautiful paper.
Yeah.
Sprinkled some nice stuff on it, and just so that they could see that it was a personal touch.
Right.
And she did that for me, and it was such an amazing gesture. So I don't think it's always bad to go back to just the old school.
I love that. My oldest daughter, my kid, is good for that. She's very creative, and she's a very crafty girl. So she loves putting together arts and crafts and creating things. And I come across just the most amazing little things that she's made for me or written me. And it's very touching. And I'm a sentimental kind of, like I said, it don't take a whole lot for me. I'm very simple. I believe the thought is what is really important, especially if you put thought into that person. because like you said, a lot of times we get caught up in the gift giving and the idea of how much it's going to cost or what they're going to think of you. And you know what I had to learn? I had to learn how to give people what they like, not what I like.
Oh,
that was hard for me.
That is
because
hard.
I'd be like, I ain't buying that. I don't
That
even
is-
like that.
right.
That don't even look cute. That ain't even, but that's what they like.
That is
That's
so
their
true.
taste. But I want you to wear what I like. Girl,
Right,
this
'cause
will
this will look good on you. Right, right.
But that's not, I have a person that always buy floral prints and all these prints, and I'm like, that's too much. See, I have on a print right now, but I'm like, with that print, that's too much for you.
Let me help you.
But they
Let me
like
help
prints,
you.
so they don't like salads. They want prints, so you have to learn to give people what they like. And I'm very
that's good.
opinionated.
That's good.
And sometimes I have to know, Mary J, your opinions really don't matter at this point because they weren't asked. They didn't ask you, what they should wear or what
See,
this.
that's
I had to
good.
learn that. I had to learn that because I remember giving a real big gift to somebody. Like a hotel stay and all of this. And then when they thought about how much you paid for that, they were like, you could have gave me that money.
Oh, yeah.
You could have given me that. You didn't have to, I'm about to check out of here.
Right.
I'm like, oh, Lord.
Yeah,
So I had to learn that when you have to give somebody, you put the thought into what it means to them. Like my mom tells me all the time for holidays, don't buy me any flowers. I don't want any flowers because flowers die and they wither away or whatever. It can be anything. Mother's Day, she'll tell you that. And I don't listen. I'm like, Mom, you're going to get flowers while you living. I'm going to give you your
Come on.
flowers right now where
Exactly.
you can smell them and
Yes,
see them.
ma'am.
But she doesn't want flowers. But I insist on giving her flowers.
That's a great
I'll
thing.
try to give her a plant, but I'm like, I'm giving her something, and I'm okay. Maybe I'll just give you the money then instead of spending the money on the flowers. But you're gonna get some flowers while you're living.
Yeah, they need the memories.
I think so.
It's the memories. All of us would like the money.
Yeah.
Because you can spend it on whatever you
Right.
want or pay bills, which is sometimes what we tend to do instead of celebrating ourselves, our
Right.
year, or whatever. But I think those are the gifts that you remember. You don't really remember the gift cards and the money and stuff like that. I don't really remember those.
Right.
But I remember the thought that someone put behind a particular, like what made them think of me when they got this.
I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, what about this, says Tiffany?
Yes.
And just to have that thought, it's like, wow, you really thought of me. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm always interested in how someone will say, oh, I was in the store and I saw this sweater
And
and
it
I said,
reminded
this is
me.
a Tiffany sweater. And I'm like, what about that made you
like
think
that.
about me?
I like that too.
So I think, to give people that moment is
Right.
important.
Right.
I think to give people that moment of just, this is what you mean to me. When I
Yes.
think of you, this is what I think
That
of.
when you put thought into it, you're not just gonna go run out and just give the last minute gift, the pick over ideas, what's left. My dad probably has tons of pajamas. He's probably so tired of getting pajamas and slippers, So you have to think of what is it that he really wants,
Right.
And for the ladies, I know we don't want, appliances, guys, for Christmas. That just reminds us, it's like, oh no, a new washing machine was not my
Right, the
Christmas gift. A
functional
new
gift.
vacuum.
Well, you
it's not
said
my
you
Christmas
need
gift,
it.
right?
No, I don't want the function.
Not for a gift, for
Right.
a holiday, yeah.
Right,
But Tiff, I want you to sum up because we're getting ready to wrap it up. Let us hear about some of the goals that we can set for the future because we know we're talking about the holidays, the New Year's. We make all of these resolutions and we don't stick to them. Let us know what can we do to set some things in order for the future for our family and some stick to it kind of goals that are not so far beyond our reach. Sometimes we put our expectations up so high and then we wonder why we haven't really gotten to that point. So just give us a nugget of what we can do to kind of put some things in order for 2017.
Sure. So I wouldn't say necessarily the type of goal, but I'd say I'll give you some tips on how to approach that goal setting process.
Yes, exactly.
The first thing I think that is so very important is reflection. I think that like you talked earlier share about journaling. I don't think that we spend enough time in reflection. Life is happening all around us every single day. And I have conversations with people a lot in the coaching that I do about what was I created for? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? And God speaks to us all the time.
Right.
You know, sometimes we're waiting for, you know, him to say, let it, you know, it is done. You know, we're waiting for that kind of,
that audible.
The audible, exactly, but he's speaking through our experiences as well.
That's right.
And when we allow ourselves the time to reflect, we can say, okay, this happened to me. I didn't like it, but what was God trying to show me about who I am?
Yes.
What was God trying to show me about what he needs me to do in this next season of my life?
Right.
What do I need to correct? What worked? What didn't work? And so that reflection is just so very necessary. So to me, before you get into any preparation, any planning for the next year, you want to know what worked, what did not work about this year.
That's good. That's good.
So I think that's very, and listen.
Right.
Listen for the response.
Right.
You know, because sometimes we like to just say, oh, I know what didn't work. She should have done. He should have done.
Right.
It's never me.
Right.
Well, no. Be willing to take your correction as well. All in the name of growth, but that reflection is very key. The next piece I think is dream. You know, dream. I think sometimes we neglect to dream. You know, and I was just having this conversation yesterday about how, you know, we're in the holiday time, it's Christmas time, and for kids, you know, some still Santa Claus, you know, we believe in Santa Claus, and you know, but as we get older, our belief changes. Yeah. Not just in Santa Claus, though, but our belief in God.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And our belief in our dreams. They no longer become real to us. And so I think it's so important that after you've done that reflection, give yourself the time and the ability to expand your thinking. Take all of the limits off. Don't dream based on how much money you have. Don't dream based on the resources that are available, because all of that can change. You can create that for yourself, you know? And so give yourself the opportunity to dream with no limits, no boundaries, no bondage, none of that. Don't think about how, answer the what. Don't answer the how. And then after you've dreamed, start to put those dreams into boxes and say, what part do I want to tackle this year? What do I currently have to make this part available? And what do I need to do to make this part available? Because you may not have it all.
Right.
Start developing that plan.
Yes. And that way it won't be too much overwhelming for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then do this as an individual, but also in your family. This is something that my family did last year, and we're going to do it next year as well. But dream as a family, too. Don't just make it about you. Dream together.
That's good. I love it. Well, you've tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J. I hope you have a happy Merry Monday all day long. I am your host, Mary J. You're listening to Mary J. and Tiffany Polite on Home for the Holidays. I hope we set some goals in place for you and let you know how to come together real with your family to blend it and keep it all flowing and going in the sake of love. Love is the answer in unity, and communication is the key. So let's have a happy home for the holidays. Share your recipes, share your love, your creativity, but let's do it for the next person, and let's not forget about, you know, who they are and what they mean to us. So let's do spirit of giving is always best. Thank you, Tiffany, for coming on and being a part. I am so excited that you were able to be on with us. Can we toast to happy homes and home for the holidays on Real Talk with Mary J? Cheers.